this is part 2, y'all. Get ready. That's funny. You see, life is very short. So do your best to live your life. Live your life to its fullest. But the other night, well, not the other night, it was last Sunday. It was Mother's Day night. I was sitting on bed, kind of frustrated. No, ain't no kind of frustrated. Extremely frustrated. And I was just sitting there and I said, Lord, you know, when I got out the hospital, this was going on, that was going on, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I'm just thinking about everything that was going on. And I said, Lord, I felt like I was doing so well. I remember it was days I would go to therapy. I would be in therapy, working out and crying. And my coach would say, it's okay, take a break. Rex will check your blood pressure, you can go home. I said, no, I'm gonna get through this. And I was crying, and he said, why are you torturing yourself? That wasn't my physical therapist. That was a physical therapist. Why are you torturing yourself? I said, because I'm not gonna stay like this. I gotta get better for my kids. I said, my children have always known me as their active mother. They have always had a sickly father, but they have always had an active mother. And I was sick for a while before I ended up in this situation. I'm not gonna stay down. I'm gonna get well. Well, I don't know if he know that I saw him, but I saw him sniggle and laugh. It was funny to him. I really don't know what he was thinking, but I was still sitting there. I was working out. Actually, I wasn't sitting there. I was on the Pilates machine, and I was laying down, and they had me using my legs to push myself up, push myself back on the machine. So my feet was like this, and I was having to push myself back. And then as it come down, you gotta push yourself back. And they would change the resistance and the weight on it. Well, I wasn't gonna give up. And I was just sitting there, laying there, whatever you wanna call it. And I wasn't about to give up on this. So, now this was my physical therapist. He walked over and he said, hold on, wait 1 second, Victory. And he said, I'm gonna take it down 1 notch. And I said, okay. He took it down a notch. I was still struggling. I was laying there crying. I'm crying because I'm in pain and I refuse to give up. My therapist, he squats down, he looks at me and he said, you're gonna make it. You're gonna do just fine. You're gonna make it and you're gonna get well. And don't let nobody tell you you're not, because I can see it in your eyes. I sense it. I see how eager you are. I love how you're not giving up. And I said, well, praise God. Thank you. And then he said, let me tell you something. Push yourself to your limit. Know your limit. Okay? You might be laying here crying and pushing yourself, but guess what? Only you know how much you can take and what you can't take. And I know it's painful, and I know you're pushing through this, and that makes me very proud. It also makes me very proud for you to be one of my patients who is so eager to get well and do well. And I said, wow, thank you. That's what I said. Wow, thank you. That meant a lot to me. But he said, know your limit. Push yourself to your limit. Every time, push yourself a little further, a little further. You keep pushing yourself further and further, and you see where it'll get you. When I got ready to leave, I was crying. He said, what I want you to do, I want you to just sit here for a minute. I need you to drink this bottle of water. I'm gonna check your blood pressure. I wanna make sure you done got yourself together. I know you deal with pain each and every day. He's saying that's fine. You push yourself. I love the way you push yourself. I love the way you haven't given up. He said, this is what I do. And this is why I do this, for people like you. And for people who aren't like you, but I feel like I can get them to where you are. So I sat there and then drank the water. He took my blood pressure. Blood pressure was going down. And he said, okay, well, you make it home safely, and you call the building and you let us know that you made it back home safely. And I just said, yes, sir. So I called him. I let him know. Well, I spoke to the person at the front desk. Hey, I was just letting y'all know I'm Chantal Johnson. I'm Victory. I made it home safely. Oh, okay. Well, we're happy to know you made it home safely. We'll see you we'll see you in another day. So at the time I was going to therapy every other day. And little do people know, I was going to therapy, crying and boo-hooing and working my way. And I done start back doing the same exact thing I was doing, because what got me off my A game, I ended up going into therapy one day, and so much had to happen. I got there, I was not feeling well. I don't ever feel well. I don't ever feel well, okay? But guess what? I got there, my therapist looked at me. I didn't know what was going on. He went in the back, he had them call 911. I always set my phone, because the first thing I would do when I get to therapy, I would stretch a little bit and then I would ride the bike. You just sit in it and adjust the seat and start pedaling, and they'll come and adjust it for you and set a timer. And I always set my phone right there in a cup holder. So he came and he said, Johnson, you say your mom is emergency contact number 1, just push 2 in your phone, right? And I say, yes sir, what's wrong? And he grabs my phone real quick, like real quick. So I'm thinking, oh crap, something's wrong with me. And he said, okay, get your mom on the phone. And he's standing there with the phone in his hand. He's holding it tight. I look down, his hand is shaking. His face is slightly red. And he said, you're fine, Johnson, keep pedaling. He said, if you want to rest, rest. I said, okay. So I'm still pedaling. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Something must be happening to me. So he starts explaining to my mom that they have contacted 911 and I'm getting ready to be taken to the hospital. Well, I ain't been able to work out and get back to myself since. That hospital trip took me back. And when I tell you, I feel like it took me 100 steps back. And right now to this day, I'm still struggling and fighting to get back to where I used to be. And it's all about my health. It's all about me wanting to be there for my children. It's all there. It's about me wanting to see my parents get older. I don't mind. I would love to take care of my parents one day. It's all about seeing my granny get older. My grandma was 103 when she passed away, and I was blessed. I had a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. Well, guess what? My children had a mother, a grandmother, a great-grandmother, and a great-great-grandmother, which meant a lot to me. That meant a lot to me. A lot of people can't even say they have a mother. So guess what? I push myself because I never forget